So I did have these plants on a very strong growth, but I've been tinkering with the soil, trying to find the remaining 4 plants that haven't yet come up. So that's caused me to rummage around in the soil around the plants, and I don't know, I felt as though they were more comfortable before I had rummaged, but I rummaged and I found one plant, but I don't know where the other 3 are. There's 4 plants yet to come up, because I'm pretty sure I got 20 of these, and because 16 have bloomed. So I found one additional one, but I haven't found any of the other ones, so I have no idea where they could be. It's possible that they might be around the rims or something, but anyway, I added a little bit extra topsoil today to re-secure the plants, because they can't grow within soil that has been, fingered rather deeply all over the place, making their soil base unstable. So I recovered the pot with soil to secure the plants, but I'm worried that they may have a negative reaction. Often plants, even if you touch them, they end up drooping and dying because you've touched them, especially when they're young. When they're older, it's not so evident, but when they're young, they don't like to be touched. And so these ones are just only days old, and I have to scrummage to try and find where on earth the other remaining plants are. So I feel a little bit negative. I probably shouldn't have done that. I feel like there's possibly going to be a negative upturn with the growth. As a result, they've been disrupted, and possibly it will result in some plants not doing so well. So I sort of regret doing that. Like over here even, I'm trying to dig a hole to ensure that the seeds haven't been, to ensure they haven't been actually buried too deep. And same over here, because it's been a week and a half, and neither of these plants are showing any growth. Unlike this one, 1 week and they're very strongly growing. But these ones were supposed to be the deeper set seeds. So it makes sense that they grow so strong, because they're the biggest seeds. Well, the other ones are going to come out like this, very fragile. If you water them from the top to the base, like put water on the top bit, they'll die and stuff. So the other ones aren't supposed to be as hardy as these ones, but I think 2-3 weeks maybe it'll take before they start to grow. But I'm worried with these other 2 plants that have buried the seeds in too deep. These ones can go like 1 centimeter deep, but these other ones are supposed to only go a couple of millimeters, and I feel like I may have buried them under like 1.5 centimeters worth of soil, assuming that they can sprout just as good as these ones. So I'm sort of fearing that I've buried them too far from the surface and stuff. So I'm worried about all my plants. I've touched these ones, I've rummaged around their soil, I've re-soiled it, and I need to re-soil this little gap where the other sprout's supposed to be growing sometime soon. But I probably totally disturbed them. And I'm hoping that it doesn't cause a negative reflux. This one over here with just 1 leaf looks a bit yellow, so I might have to cut that back. I'm not meaning to ruin their birth and their growth, initial growth, but I just couldn't help myself from digging around with my finger to see where on earth the other seeds are. So I could only find 1. It probably wasn't worth the effort. But I'll just leave that like that. I need to totally vacuum down here where I spilled a heap of dirt. But that's where I'm at with these plants, and I'll see how they go. maybe it won't cause, maybe, you know, they'll end up growing strongly, you know, despite what I've done today. So I'm sort of like that. I'm sort of, yeah, sort of a bit, I investigate things too much. I look at them too closely and I investigate, and I want all the plants to survive, and I end up destroying half the plants, trying to make the other half survive. So I'm like that, you know, with plants. I just keep, you know, thinking about them and looking at them when I should be leaving them alone. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, they've got like a good load of water there, so I think I should like leave them alone, all of these plants alone for a few days, and then I'll come back to them and see which ones need water and stuff. I assume those ones over there will need water after a few days. This one I'm trying to make dry because it was waterlogged, and these two are going to need water in a couple more days. They still look pretty dead. I'm not actually sure that either one of them are going to sprout new growth, but you know, I got them in this little beds. I should probably throw in another another gang of seeds to see if that may inspire them to grow. Because sometimes that happens, but I don't know. I feel like they're kind of dead actually, so just leaving them there. Well, these ones are definitely alive, and hopefully, you know, if I don't tinker with them anymore, hopefully they'll survive, and I have no idea about these other ones. So I just have to, I'm not sure if I put up anything. It looks rather full. Maybe I did plant something over there. The dahlias, I think, yeah. Yeah, I put dahlia seeds, pansies, giant pansies. It's supposed to be big and brighter than other pansies. Don't ask me if they are. Well, that's the update with my plants. So, all my other plants are doing pretty well. I just turn around. Over there, it's got growing. My hat landed on this plant today. So it was my coat rack for the morning. So I have to keep my hat away from it, but it seems to be doing quite well. Growing quite strongly over there. Seems to like that spot. This one's got new sprigs. So new leaves are forming. About time. This one, you know, this one hasn't flowered yet. The other one hasn't flowered yet, but they're all reproducing new leaves. That one over there is struggling. That one in the pink, but it's still got some leaves there, so I'm just sort of watering them, leaving them alone, and seeing how they do. But this one's the more exciting plants. You know, they've got the more growth and lots of little babies waiting to spring out. So hopefully in the future this whole windowsill will be spotted with plants.